This man slept for 100 years. When he finally woke up, he saw that the world had been destroyed. Buildings were barely standing, held up by ropes, and no one seemed to care about the broken bridges. He walked out onto the street and tried to ask people what had happened, but some idiots suddenly attacked him. When he got thirsty and tried to drink some water, green soda came out of the pipe instead. He picked up a newspaper and realized it was the year 2505. Thinking he needed help, he decided to go to the hospital, but the police stopped him on the way. Since he didn't have an ID barcode on his hand, they arrested him. They threw him into a cage and took him to court. The judge was just as foolish. Without even listening to him, he declared him guilty. The people sitting in the courtroom started clapping like it was a party. No one cared to hear his side of the story. A jail guard put a collar around his neck and led him into a building. Before entering jail, everyone had to take an IQ test. One of the questions was, if one bucket has 2 gallons of water and another bucket has 5 gallons of water, how many buckets are there in total? The answer is 2. It was incredibly easy, making it clear that 100 years later, people had become completely foolish. He was the only one who answered correctly. On his very first day in jail, he came up with a bold escape plan. He tearfully told a guard that it was his release day, and the guard actually believed him. But the moment he stepped outside, he was caught again. This time, he was taken before the president. The president was shocked by his intelligence after seeing his test results and appointed him Secretary of the Interior. His task was to figure out why crops were no longer growing in the fields. He agreed and went to inspect the farms. The sprinklers turned on, but instead of water, soda came out of the pipe. It turned out people believed soda was clean and that water was only meant for flushing toilets. That's why nothing was growing. Holding soda in one hand and water in the other, he lied and claimed he could talk to plants. He told everyone the plants were saying they needed water. Surprisingly, the trick worked. The president accepted his advice and ordered the entire system to switch back to water. But even after a month, the land remained barren. One morning, thousands of people gathered outside his house because he had suggested using water in the fields. Soda sales had dropped, millions of people had lost their jobs, and everyone blamed him. As punishment, the president sent him into an arena where he had to fight 2 giant cars with weapons. But suddenly, footage appeared on the big screen showing crops finally growing. The entire stadium was stunned. The president forgave him and then made him the new president.